Hello, this is KYC News. We provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable information for the day. First and foremost, we want to achieve perfect health with a sincere design. What is the difference between socialism and capitalism? What is the difference between socialism and capitalism? Both socialism and capitalism are competing schools of thought in the field of economics. The primary points of contention between the two schools of thought are the role that the government plays in the economy as well as economic equality among the population. The belief held by capitalists is that the government should get out of the way and let the free market figure out supply and demand. On the other hand, socialists are of the opinion that it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that economic equality is achieved through the implementation of policies that are favorable to the underprivileged, such as free education, increased taxes on the wealthy, and subsidized healthcare systems. The work of managing resources is delegated to private businesses and the free market is permitted to determine the prices of goods under a capitalist economic system. The question of socialism versus capitalism is one that is frequently discussed, particularly with regard to the level of involvement of the state in the management of the economic affairs of a nation. What exactly is socialism? In socialist economies, the government is the only owner of economic resources like money and other kinds of capital, and it also controls these resources. Everyone in the nation contributes their labor toward the creation of wealth, which is subsequently shared equally among all residents. It is distinguished by the workers' self-management of the means of production and is predicated on the idea that what is beneficial for one citizen is beneficial for all of the citizens in the society. Everything that is produced by the people is considered a social product, and it is given to all of the citizens who took part in the manufacturing process. The education and healthcare systems are both managed by the government, and citizens pay for the increased costs of these resources through increased taxes. The workings of socialism. It is the responsibility of a socialist economy to see to it that the populace's fundamental requirements are satisfied. The term basic necessities refers to things like a safe place to live, an education, medical treatment, and financial stability, among other things. Central planning refers to the process whereby the government is responsible for managing the utilization of resources as well as the production of goods and services that are required by the populace. Even if the people living under socialism are well taken care of, this form of government nevertheless has its drawbacks. For instance, the workers don't perceive many reasons to put in extra effort to earn greater income and riches for themselves and their families. When the government gives the same amount of money to each citizen, those citizens who put in more effort into the production process feel as though they have a weaker connection to the cash that they have earned. When comparing the economic structures of different countries around the world, instances of socialist economies may be found in the People's Republic of China, North Korea, and Vietnam, amongst other places. The numerous benefits of socialism. Everyone is given an equal share of the wealth created by the workers in the government sector, which ensures that everyone is treated as an equal. Because the government is in charge of managing the means of production, it can ensure that there is equality in the consumption and distribution of resources. It is against the law for private companies to use the means of production for their own profit-making purposes. Because income is given to everyone, it lessens the disparities between those who are poor and those who are wealthy. A look at the downsides of socialism. When the state owns the resources, there is no motivation for the workers to put forth extra effort to bring down production costs, which leads to inefficiency. What exactly is this thing called capitalism? Capitalism can be defined as an economic system in which private individuals or companies own and control the means of production and the resources used in production. In a free market economy, the pricing of goods and services are established by competition, but decisions regarding how the economy's resources will be utilized are made by the owners of the economy. In a capitalist economy, the government has very little say over the products that private businesses produce, when those products are manufactured, or how many units of those products are manufactured. The only function that the government can play in a market dominated by capitalism is to uphold the laws and regulations that have been put in place with the intention of providing a fair playing field on which enterprises can compete. The mechanisms behind capitalism. The means of production are typically owned by private businesses, which then turn a profit from running those businesses. As a result of the manufacturing of commodities that are then placed on the market at prices that are greater than the cost of production, they are subject to financial losses. The profit that they make from the company enables them to buy fresh raw materials, pay operational expenditures and salaries, and still keep some revenues for reinvestment and growth in the business. When it comes to major organizations, the management typically takes on the additional responsibility of maximizing shareholder value by investing in portfolios that provide investors with a high rate of return on their assets. Corporations in capitalist economies are also treated the same way as individuals, and they are able to engage in the same activities as individuals, such as trading and suing. A further advantage of capitalism is that it incentivizes firms to work harder by allowing them to keep all of the profits and riches that they create for the economy. The benefits obtained through capitalism. Because the system permits companies to compete with one another in the economy, consumers have access to a greater variety of goods and services. Because they have more control over the means of production, businesses have a stronger incentive to put in long hours of labor because they get to keep the profits they make. Greater market efficiency as a result of the encouragement given to businesses to come up with creative ways to reduce costs while maintaining the quality of their products. A look at the downsides of capitalism. There is a divide between the wealthy and the disadvantaged in this society. While the poor are given salaries and wages for their labor on behalf of the rich enjoy the majority of the profits that are generated by the firm. It paves the way for businesses to establish monopolies in the supply of products or services. Monopolies have the ability to misuse their dominance by increasing prices at the expense of customers.